Yes, scholars, you're welcome to the class that you are going to have. So, in this class, we are going to speak of mole concept, and that's the next topic that I had promised you that you are going to look at. But you still know that norms, whenever we start classes, we have some new people that join us. So, in about a half a minute, that's what, 30 seconds, allow me to introduce myself to those that don't know me. Yes, so those that don't know me, my name is simply written here. I've labeled it with a green, you can read it. And where am I coming from? So I'm coming from the past chemistry and biology academy. So here at past chemistry and biology academy, what do we deal with? So we simply deal with making chemistry and biology easy for our students. So in most cases, all what we deal in so much is helping candidates of senior 4. However much, we also deal with a whole O level. So once you're on O level, don't feel offended. Feel free to come and reach to me if you have any question. So this academy has gotten a different platforms, that is to say on YouTube, TikTok and WhatsApp. There is a WhatsApp channel for this academy. How long has it worked? It has worked for a period of 1 year. It started with candidates of last year. Yes. So if you want to join our group, this is simply the number that you'll text or that you'll use to contact. Then you get registered for the group. And the group I'm speaking about, we have two categories of groups. We simply have number one, the ordinary past chemistry group. This invites everyone to come, you talk, anything. Then we have also the premium past chemistry group where studies are taken seriously. Those are the ones that I'm always with. So joining the premium group is 35,000 and it works for the term. Let me write it here, 35,000. You know, many of you like to add many zeros on it. There are only 3 zeros there. Yes. How long is it working for? For that term. Okay. And I've said we are covering all level, but basically right now we are with our senior 4 candidates. So let's start and we see. So number one, we are saying we are dealing with a topic known as mole concept, and this is the first lesson. The topic is known as mole concept. So before we dive into any topic, it's always good to have a knowledge of what it is really talking about or at what it majorly constitutes of. So whenever you hear a word mole concept, in a simple way, so mole concept in a simple way can be defined, can simply be defined as the method or concept, used in chemistry. How do you use it? To know the weight of substances. Hope that is very clear to everyone. Now, there are other definitions that you can outtake by the sake of the subject. Yes. But this is in a simple way. How easily my friend Jimmy can understand what mole concept is. How easily James can understand what mole concept is. So mole concept, I've said, this is a simple way, in a simple way, this can be defined as a method or concept, used specifically in chemistry to do what? To know the weight of substances. Okay, So for us, we use this method known as mole concept in chemistry to know the weight of substances. Let me highlight it such that everyone can see. This is what we are defining, mole concept. Okay, now different subjects have gotten different ways on how they know the weight of their substances. For example, if you are going to go to the side of for example, subjects like physics, let me write here, subjects like physics, or you can speak of subjects like mathematics, math, and everyone here does math. So when you go to those subjects, you're going to see that these subjects, they also have the different ways they know the weight of their substances. For these two subjects, they usually use a method. Number one, use of weighing scales. Let me solve our time. So these subjects, number one, they use weighing scales. Some of them use beam balances. There's what we call beam balances, then spring balances. I hope you people know these. And what is the major end role of all these materials they use? They simply use all these materials so as they can know the weight of their substances. That goes to physics and mathematics. Okay, you go to the shop and you want to buy rice. They are going to measure this rice using a weighing scale to know its weight, the rice as a whole. That is for the case of physics and math. But here in chemistry, the mole concept is going to give us the weight of our substances, but in bits. And for us, the concept that we use is known as mole concept. Hope you have picked something from that. So that aside, let's go to our topic. So under here, today we are going to speak of calculating. We are going to speak of calculating molar mass. Yes, so we are going to start with molar mass. So that's the first thing that we should know. So number one, we are going, the key targets of the lesson, we are going to speak of calculating molar mass. So those are going to be the key targets here. Those are going to be the key targets here, calculating molar mass. Then from that, we are going to look at we are going to simply look at maybe calculating of mass of a substance, from an equation. Okay, calculating mass of a substance from an equation. So these are going to be the two end roles that we are going to look at. Okay, if all goes well. Number one, we are going to know how do we calculate molar mass, what is molar mass. Then from that, we shall know how to calculate mass of a substance from an equation. And this is always said in most papers. If you're going to look into your mock papers that have been set in the previous 2 years, at least there is the mole concept, and they're asking you, find the mass of this substance, find the mass of ethanol, find the mass of magnesium, such questions. Okay, so we are going to cover that up. So first thing first, let's start with calculating of molar mass. But now, before we go there, we should first have a hint. Yes, we are going to calculate molar mass, but what is molar mass? What is molar mass? So that's the first thing we have to know. After that, then we can calculate. So number one, you can say molar mass. This is the mass of 1 mole of a substance. This is the mass of 1 mole of a substance or compound. Now, For you to be able to understand the 1 mole of a substance I'm speaking about, you're going to know this very well or better when we start our lesson. But put that into your mind. This is the mass of 1 mole of a substance or a compound. Hope I'm clear with that. So from that, we are going to know what are the units, what are the standard units of this molar mass we are speaking about. So the standard units, or what we call the SI units, standard units are grams. So the standard units of this molar mass are grams, implying that anyway we are going to calculate molar mass, our answer that we are going to get, we have to put grams. But we're not going to write the whole word. You'll only put G. So this G will stand for the molar mass, the grams of your molar mass you're speaking about. Hope that is clear. We have said molar mass, this is the mass of 1 mole. Let me try to change here. This is the mass of 1 mole of a substance or a compound. And we are saying the standard units that we use while measuring or calculating for molar mass, they are grams. By these grams, we are going to write them just simply with a small g after calculating. Hope that is okay. So let's start. Let's try to start. Let's try to start the calculation. Okay. So we can say calculate the molar mass of the following. And now in molar mass they are going to be giving us compounds. So here they give us a compound. Calculate the molar mass of carbon dioxide. Calculate the molar mass of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. So in most cases you should be knowing the chemical formulas of these compounds. If you don't know them, you're going to be tricked around and you're going to fail. Okay, under that lesson of chemical formulas, I'll be making it with the premium scholars. Soonest you remind me. So they tell us calculate the molar mass of carbon dioxide. Calculate the molar mass of carbon dioxide. So the chemical formula of carbon dioxide is CO and 2. Hope I'm clear with that. It is CO and 2. So they tell us calculate the molar mass of carbon dioxide. How do we calculate the molar mass? Now, number one, whenever they're going to tell you to calculate for molar mass, they are going to give you mass numbers in brackets. So in such a question, they will tell you into brackets. Sorry, let me make it better. They say into brackets C is equal to 12. C is equal to 12. Then they tell you O is equal to 16. O is equal to 16. Now, these numbers that you see in brackets, they are not some forged numbers. The numbers themselves are chemistry. Okay? Now, these numbers that you see in brackets, they are called mass numbers. They are called mass numbers. Or if you don't call them mass numbers, someone else can call them the atomic mass. Someone else can call them the atomic mass. Now, what is this atomic mass constituting of? So the atomic mass, let me first complete here. This atomic mass I'm speaking about, or the mass number, it is simply the summation. It is simply the summation of the number of protons and neutrons in the nucleus of an atom. It has protons and neutrons, okay, in the nucleus of an atom. Now, how do we calculate for molar mass? Number one, you should know the number of atoms of the element in the compound. Let me write that. Step 1, before even we calculate, step 1, you should know the number of atoms of the element in the compound. You should know the number of atoms of the element in the compound. Hope that is clear. Now, how do I know the number of atoms of the element in the compound? When you look at this compound given to us here, it is carbon dioxide, but it is made up of atoms of different elements. Number one atom that we have there is C, the atom of an element, and C is the atom of carbon in the compound known as carbon dioxide. This whole compound is known as carbon dioxide, but we are having C, which is carbon. So carbon is the atom of the element still known as carbon. Then O that you're seeing here, it is the atom of the element known as oxygen. So number one, you should know the number of atoms of the element in the compound. So let's know the number of atoms here. We have said it is C, O, and 2. So we want to know how many atoms do we have there. So number one, we are going to say C standing for carbon. How many atoms do we have there of carbon? Now, we'll always look at the right or on the right of our element. If this element does not have a number there, in chemistry there is always an indivisible 1, so you consider there to be a 1. Okay, hope that is clear. So when you look at the right of this C, it does not have a number anywhere here. That implies that there is an indivisible 1, implying that carbon is 1. If you don't take it into that way, you can also see that we are only having one carbon atom. It's only a C, there is no number on it. Okay, so that's the second way you can also analyze. So here we are having one atom of carbon. It is only C, no number is there. So you come here and say C is 1. Okay, then from there you go to oxygen. Oxygen is here. When you look at oxygen, let's look on its right, and we see on its right it is having a 2, implying that oxygen we are having 2. So that is step 1. You analyze the number of atoms of the element in the compound. We are done with that. Let me go to step 2. What do we do on step 2? Now step 2, what will you do? Step 2, what will you do? You are going to multiply the number of the atom of the element, or the number of the element or elements with the corresponding mass number given in brackets. Remember the mass number we spoke about, the mass number given in brackets. I spoke of the mass number earlier there, and I said for it will always be given to you in the brackets. If the paper that you're going to do there is a mole concept, you will always even see these numbers outside on the paper. Before even you starting to join your paper, they will tell you where necessary C is equal to 12 outside on the paper before you open it. Okay, so step 2, what do? We multiply the number of the elements with the corresponding mass number given in brackets. So here they told us that C is 12, hope you can see that, O is 16. So you're going to come here and say, now we are calculating for molar mass. You'll say molar mass, you write your word, molar mass. I don't prefer people who write initials, You write MM, that's not good. You write the full word. So you'll say molar mass is equal to, we are going to start with this carbon here. Hope you're seeing it. So we first analyze the number of carbon that we have. Carbon we have 1, times the corresponding mass number given to us. So the mass number they gave us of carbon was 12. So come here and say times 12, close brackets, plus, then you go now to the other one, you go to oxygen. Oxygen, we have seen that there are 2 atoms, so we'll say 2 atoms of oxygen times, what is the corresponding mass number? It is 16. Okay, so you come here and say 16. Now from that, what you're going to do is simple. You're just going to do simple mathematics. Just press your calculator and get the answer. This is 12 plus 2 times 16. It will give us 44. Okay, hope you're all pressing your calcs very well. So 44. But what did we say? We say that the standard units, come back here and see it, the SI units are in grams, but we shall represent it by a G. We say that in our statement here. So you'll come here and say 44 grams. You can underline your answer if you want. 44 grams, and it is very correct. So simply that's how we calculate for molar mass. Hope everyone has understood that very well. Let's go to another trial, then I'm going to leave you questions. Well, the lesson might stand for about 1 hour, so be stiff. We are still going on. We say the key targets. Let me first remind you our key targets of this lesson. We are going to calculate for molar mass. Hope you see it here, the one I spoke about. Then we also calculate for calculating mass of a substance from an equation. Those are the 2 things that we are going to look at. So far we are about to complete molar mass. That's our first example. The second one, calculate for me the molar mass of water. But I'm going to do this with you. Maybe you haven't gotten very well. Then I will leave you the assignment. Those in the premium group will send me and I mark. Those that haven't joined the premium group, I don't know who will help you, but you have to enroll to join. So what do we do here? We said our step 1, this is water by the way, and I told you should be knowing the what? The chemical formulas. If you don't know, I'm going to give you that lesson. Premium scholars, you remind me of the lesson. So you have to first know the chemical formula. So the chemical formula of water is H2O. H2O. So we are going to calculate its molar mass. Number 1, what do? We are going to analyze the number of atoms here. So hydrogen here, we are having how many hydrogens? Hope you can all see that the hydrogens are 2. There's a 2 here. So you say hydrogen, we are having 2 hydrogens. Then you go to oxygen. Oxygen, it is 1 as you're seeing it. There's no number on it, implying that it is 1. You come here and calculate your molar mass. You say molar mass is equal to hydrogen. There are how many? There are 2. Okay, but now what is the mass number of hydrogen? I said this will always be provided to you. So let me change color. So hydrogen has a mass number of 1. Hydrogen has a mass number of 1 and the oxygen has a mass number of 16. That is it respectively. This one has a mass number of 16. So what are we going to do in our calculations? We shall say 2 times the corresponding mass number. That is our step 2 that we said here. You multiply by the corresponding number, mass number of your element. So here we shall say 2 times 1. 1 is the mass number, 2 it is the number of hydrogens we have, plus we look at the oxygen. Oxygen, we are having 1 atom, it is 1, we have gotten it from here. But what is the corresponding mass number? It is 16. So you come here and say times 16. Okay, but before I even proceed, you people, you scholars, you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel. I'm going to post this class, but endeavor you subscribe. We want to make a hit target of 1,000 subscribers. That is for an effective learning. If you really still want to see the Past Chemistry Academy giving out the educational support, you should also support it to grow. Okay, so in this video you can even pause it right now and you first subscribe. You subscribe, you can like, then also you comment about something that maybe you want me to speak about in the next lesson, or you can appreciate anything. So here we shall come and say is equal to 2 times 1, simple math, that is 2, this is 16. 16 plus 2, that is 18. So it is 18, but we say the SI units are in grams. So you put your grams there. You underline if you want, and that will be very correct. So that is what we do when they ask you to calculate for molar mass. Going to give you assignment. I'm going to give you activity. Your activity. Those that you might ask me, how will my work be seen by you, or how will you mark it? I mark it in the premium group where I have lessons from. Yes, this is just another free lessons for all of you, but I don't often do that. So activity, calculate the molar mass of the following. The molar mass of the following. Calculate the molar mass of the following. Calculate the molar mass of the following. Okay, I've done a mistake here. Following. So these are the following compounds I want you to calculate. For you finish getting the answers, you send me the answers. For those that haven't joined the group, my number, I presented it to you very well. You come, you be registered with me, you join. Don't get scared if you don't have the whole 35,000. Installments are also allowed. Okay, so I want you to calculate for me the mass number of this compound. I even don't know its name, but I want you to calculate it for me. That is 1. 2, I want you to calculate for me the mass number of this other compound. That one there. I think 3 are enough. 3 are enough. Or you want more? I want you to calculate for me the mass number, the molar mass of this. Yes, those will be enough. Those that will want more, you'll come to me. Whereby NA is equal to 23. NA is equal to 23. C is equal to 12 is equal to 12, O is equal to 16. That is for the first one there. Then the second one here, we have nitrogen, where N is equal to 32, H is equal to 1, then here where Ca is equal to 40, comma, C, or capital C, is equal to 12, and O is equal to 16. O is equal to 16. So you'll go and try out that. I'll be waiting for the responses. So that has it, or that has been about calculation of molar mass. Hope everyone has understood that lesson. You take some water. The 30 minutes are gone. So we are going to the next 30 minutes of the lesson. What is it going to be about? Calculating of mass of a substance from an equation. So you prepare for that. Very well, then we start. You prepare for that very well, and we start. Okay, hope you have taken some water. Let's start. The second lesson, the key target. I remind you, let's go back and we check. Someone might be saying I'm overtaking. Let's check and we see. We spoke of our targets here. Let me label it. We say the other one, number one, was calculating for molar mass. We are done. Anyone complaining about that? No, we are done with that. Then the other one, we said calculating for mass of a substance from any equation. So this is what we are going to, and we say these equations, for them, they are set. So the importance of the molar mass, for which it is being used, its knowledge is used to calculate for this. So if you don't know molar mass, you can calculate for this. If you don't know molar mass, you can calculate for this. Well, so let's start to our second one, the one about calculating of mass of a substance. Calculating for mass of a substance. You do that assignment, then you'll send to me, and we see what to do. Still, I will introduce to you the academy, those that have just joined the lesson, because I'm seeing people that are just joining right now, and refuse to send the link to your fellows. Don't be selfish, send to them, they also benefit. So this is past chemistry and biology academy. Yes. Where do you find it? You find it to YouTube. You go to YouTube and you type past chemistry Uganda, you'll see this. Please, when you reach there, you subscribe. We want our channel to grow. Don't be selfish. Subscribe to the channel. The same channel, you can find it on TikTok. It is still the same, past chemistry and biology. Yeah, TikTok, it has past chemistry and biology. Then WhatsApp, yeah, it has pass chemistry and biology. Yeah, it is called the sub or the cab academy. Cab academy. Those that want to join the premium group to have lessons with us, you're going to contact this number here. Then you get the educational support. Yes, since I'm not going to give out all the lessons to be free, I won't do that. Yes. Okay, so let's start. So this is the sample question, one of the questions that these people like to bring. This is a sample question. It was gotten from some mock body, then I decided to use it as an example here. So please, all of us, let's put our eyes, open our eyes, let our eyes be wide. Let our eyes be wide. Okay, so let's start. What are they telling us? They are saying limestone is decomposed to produce calcium oxide. Limestone is decomposed to produce calcium oxide that reacts with impurities during extraction of metals. Okay, they are telling us this calcium oxide reacts with impurities during extraction of metals such as iron. During the extraction, people found out that every an hour they use 25 grams of limestone. Every an hour they use what? 25 grams of limestone to produce calcium oxide. What are they saying further? They give us the equation CaCO3. This one is standing for limestone. This is the chemical formula for limestone. Calcium carbonate decomposes, here had to be an arrow, decomposes to give us what? To give us calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Now, this is how the questions will come. Hope you can see. Categorize the products formed. We are not here for that. We are here for mole concept. Determine the number of moles. We are not here for that. We are majorly here for this. Determine the amount of calcium oxide produced. Now, the amount of calcium oxide produced is what we are calling the mass. Is what we are calling the mass. This is what we are calling the mass. The one that we are going to calculate for in this lesson. We want to know, how do we calculate for it? How do we do it? Okay, so don't be scared. Things are going to be easy. Things are going to be easy. I'm going to give you the steps that you should use. Yes, such that in the coming 1 hour we are done with the lesson. So what do we do whenever we see such a question? Number one, you should read very well your question. You read as you're interpreting. This will help to give you a glimpse of what you should answer in your question. Let's start. So what are you going to do? Step one. I think let me write it up here. Step one, we are going to calculate for the molar mass. Are you seeing how molar mass is helping us? So whenever you're given to calculate for mass of a substance, your step one, you're going to calculate for the molar mass of your reactant. Let's write it here. Molar mass of your reactant. Molar mass of reactant. Molar mass of reactant. Now the question is, how do I know the reactant? I don't want to join this lesson to include two concepts in one lesson, but allow me to use it just to explain for you. Now, are you seeing this equation that they have given us? They have given us some equation here. This one here. They are saying Ca, CO, of which you have said CaCO is the chemical formula of limestone. Does what? It is in solid state. It is in solid state. So what does it do? It decomposes. The decomposition is represented by the arrow. So it decomposes to give us calcium oxide, and calcium oxide is a what? Is also solid. It is represented by the S. S stands for solid state. Plus carbon dioxide. But the carbon dioxide here is what? CO2. The carbon dioxide here is a gas. How do you show it is a gas? You put a G. The G there shall represent that it is a gas. Those that don't know how to balance equations, you should see me very fast. That lesson is also going to be covered in the premium group. Okay, so if you don't know, don't miss out. Enroll to join us at a very faster time before your final exam. That is your name. So you are saying step 1, you calculate for molar mass of the reactant. How do you know the reactant? Now, for the case of this equation, we are blessed that it only has one reactant. Hope you know that the ones that are at the back of the arrow, they are what we call the reactants. And the ones that are always in front of the arrow, they are what we call the products. This side will be the reactants, then this side will be with products. Let me first write that for people. Don't want you to say anything. So what we have here, they are the products. Now, you will meet some equations when here we are having two reactants. Just we accept that here it is one. When even though there are two reactants, don't be confused. How do you know the reactant? We know the reactant simply by reading our scenario. The reactant in the scenario whose mass was given, it is the one that we are going to find for its molar mass here. And it is the reactant that we are going to take. I repeat, the reactant whose mass is given in the question, it is the one that we are going to calculate for its molar mass on step 1. If you are to check this question here, they said during the extraction, people found out that every an hour they use 25 grams of limestone. That is a key. 25 grams of limestone. Hope you're seeing it. 25 grams of limestone. Implying that they have given us the statement that I have said the reactant whose mass is given in the question is the one that you'll find for its molar mass. So they have given us the mass of the reactant, which is calcium carbonate. Even though here there were two reactants, for example, if here was, I'm just assuming, if here was anything, for example, magnesium, let me say there was magnesium oxide, okay? How was I going to know that this is the reactant I'm going to deal with? You are going to know that this is the reactant you're going to deal with by seeing which mass of a substance have they given you in the question, which mass of the reactant. So in this question they only spoke of limestone, implying that even though there were two, you are going to neglect this, but you are going to take this. Why? It is the one whose mass has been given in the question. Which mass have they given us? The mass has been simply 25 grams. So let's start calculating. Step 1, you calculate the molar mass of the reactant. And I'm just from teaching you how to calculate for molar mass. So we shall say molar mass is equal to, and for your own good, hope you can see here that they gave us even the what? They gave us their mass numbers. So we are calculating for molar mass of calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate. We want to know its molar mass. We want to know its molar mass. So we can see that we are having 1 calcium. So we shall say 1 calcium times, what is the mass number? It is 40. Here I'm going to be fast since I'm just from teaching this. Into brackets, plus we go to carbon. Carbon is here, it is also 1. We will say plus 1 times, what is its corresponding mass number? Carbon is 12 times 12. Okay, into brackets, plus oxygen. How many oxygens do we have? We look to the right, there are 3. So we say 3 times, what's the corresponding mass number? It is here, it is 16. It is 16. You do simple mathematics. I don't know which answer does it give you here. You can write there in the messages the answer. I don't have a calculator here. Someone to type that. Which answer does it give us? Okay, someone is saying it gives us 100. Hope everyone is getting that. It gives us what? 100. But we said the SI units of molar mass are in what? Are in grams. So that is done. Step 1, we calculate for the molar mass of the reactant. What next? What next? Master, I am not going to do chemistry. Chemistry is hard. Who tells you chemistry is hard? Chemistry is very easy. So step 2, what do we do? Step 2. What do we do on step 2? So on step 2, simply we calculate for the molar mass of the product. Molar mass of the product. Molar mass of the product. That's what we do on step 2. Let's see now, how will we do that? Okay, so when you look on the side of the products, we have 2. We are seeing calcium oxide is here, and we are having carbon dioxide. Of that 2, which one am I going to calculate for its molar mass, as step 2 is telling me? So this is how you know the product. Now, that product that is asked for you in the question to calculate for, to determine for, to look for, it is the one that you're going to find for its molar mass. If you go to this question here, number Roman numeral 2, II, they said determine the amount of calcium oxide. So this one has given us the product that we are going to deal with. Yes, there are 2. We have calcium oxide and the carbon dioxide. How do we know the product exactly? It is that product that is given to you, that is asked for you to calculate for, that you will calculate for its molar mass. Hope that is not confusing. So here they told us determine the amount of calcium oxide. So we shall calculate for calcium oxide, of which it is Ca and O, as you're seeing it from the equation here. How do we calculate for that? We shall say CaO is equal to how many calciums? They are 1. What is the corresponding mass number? It is 40. Into brackets plus oxygen, it is also 1. You can see that. What is our corresponding mass number in brackets? It is 16. You close your brackets. Simple mathematics, people. Simple mathematics. 40 plus 16, right from the answer. Someone is saying 56. Hope you're giving me correct things. Some of you, I don't trust your calculations, but I trust this one. It is 56. That is step what? That is simply step 2. Are you seeing how you're getting your marks? So far I have 2 marks. We proceed. This question has about 5 marks. What am I going to do on step 3? What am I going to do on step 3? I think step 3, let me write it above here. Okay, let me write it down. Step 3. Step 3. What do we do? Now on step 3, you're going to recopy your equation. Step 3, recopy. You recopy your equation. Recopy the equation. Recopy the equation from the question. From the question, or from the item, let's call it like that. So you're just going to transfer the equation they gave you here, you bring it onto paper, down. Simple, like that. So you're going to come here and write the equation. It is, it was CA, okay, C3, is it C3, CO, and a 3. It is a solid. I will not write that, not waste time, but you do that. It is a solid. Then here the products we have CaO, which is also a solid, plus carbon dioxide, which is CO2. Now, after you recopying your equation, what are you going to do? You are going to look for the reactant. I repeat, you are going to look for the reactant whose mass was given in the question. You put 2 ticks above it and write that mass that they gave you. I repeat, you are going to look for the reactant whose mass was given to you in the question. You put 2 ticks above it and write that mass. And you already identified the reactant, it was limestone, and they gave us its mass, it was 25. So you're going to come here above, slightly above, you put 2 ticks and write the mass they gave you. It was what? 25 grams. Only that. You'll see how it is going to help you. Let's proceed. From that, on still step 3, you're going to analyze the number of moles that you have. Okay? You're going to analyze the number of moles of your reactant and the number of moles of your product. Already we know them. How do you know the number of moles? You look on the left of the whole compound. This is the left here. Here is the left. And there is no number, implying that there is 1 mole. Always when you have no number there is always an indivisible 1. So here we have 1 mole. Okay? But if there was a 3 here, then it was going to become 3 moles. Hope I'm clear. But since there is no number, there is an indivisible 1. That is for the reactant. Let's go to the product. Same to the product. I'm not seeing anything here on its whole left, implying that here I also have 1 mole. We also have 1 mole here. Now we are going to calculate. We are starting. Now this number of moles that you have written, they are going to help you to write the statement. How are they going to help you to write the statement? You'll say 1 mole. Are you seeing this? You'll come here and say 1 mole. 1 mole of what? Of you start from here. 1 mole of what is this? Calcium oxide. Did what? That arrow means it produced. Okay, so 1 mole of calcium oxide, calcium carbonate, it produced what? You do the same the other side. What did it produce? You do the same thing. Produced, you say 1 mole of carbon dioxide. It produced 1 mole of what? Of carbon dioxide. That is how it is helping you. That is the first thing. Now we are concluding to our answer. From that, you're going now to that person writing on my screen. Now from that, you're going now to fulfill, or you're going to fill the molar mass that you got into the space here. So the number of moles that are here, you're going to multiply them by the molar mass that you calculated earlier. So you'll come down and say 1 times what is the molar mass of calcium carbonate we calculated for? It is here, 100 grams. So you'll come here and say 1 times 100 grams, 1 times 100 grams of what? Of calcium carbonate. Hope everyone is seeing where it is coming from. Produced. And now never use arrows, write statements. You use arrows, even though the answer is correct, we shall cross that. Produced what? Produced. You do the same thing the other side. You say 1 times what is the molar mass of carbon dioxide we calculated for? It is here, 56. Produced 1 times 56 grams, 1 times 56 grams of carbon dioxide. Okay, hope you are still together. Now, you make yourself remember, what about the mass that I ticked? There's some mass that I labeled above calcium carbonate. What about the 25? So remember this 25 that is here. So you'll come down and say, what about 25 grams? Hope you're seeing where it is coming from. I'm moving in steps and very slowly for everyone to understand. What about 25 grams of calcium carbonate? So it says 25 grams of calcium carbonate. These ones will produce, now this is current since we don't know. So you say these ones produce, you cross multiply. How do we cross multiply in chemistry? Open your eyes. You say 56, which is on your right. Hope you can see this 56 on your right. That is 1 times 56. Times 25, which is on your left, but below left. Hope everyone is seeing. Divide by 100, which is on your left, but upper left here. Okay, into brackets, we are going to get grams of carbon dioxide. Oh, someone didn't tell me. It was calcium oxide. You people, you didn't remind me. But still, it is the same thing. Also here we had 1 mole of calcium oxide. It's what they asked us to calculate for, not carbon dioxide. So it's 1 mole here of, it is not for carbon dioxide. They had asked us to calculate, check the question, the amount of calcium oxide. Sorry for that, and it didn't remind me. So you change this, it is calcium oxide. You cross this once and you say it's for calcium oxide. Same here, calcium oxide. Sorry for that. And even you can see here, the molar mass we calculated for our product was calcium oxide. So you do simple math and get the answer there. You do simple math and get the answer there. It will be 56 times 25 divided by 100. People with calculators, tell me the answer. Okay, someone has said 14 grams of calcium carbonate. Calcium oxide, not carbonate. The problem, time is gone. I also want to sleep, that's why I'm making slips. Yeah, but that is human. So that is the answer. 14 grams of calcium carbonate. Hope everyone has moved with me very well. You have learned how we do these things. So whenever I ask you to calculate for mass of any substance, those are the steps you will follow. I gave you the step 1, it is there. So this will earn your mark. That is correct. This will also earn your mark. This formula here, the equation will earn your mark. This will earn your mark, and your answer also earn your mark. So this one is always marked between 5 to 6 marks. And why don't you pass your chemistry? 5 to 6 marks. So that is how to go. So for those that have maybe not picked something well, you please go to YouTube. I will post this lesson, and to YouTube you first subscribe to the channel, then you watch. Subscribe, you like the lesson, and you watch. If you have any other inquiry, you comment. Well, that's the end of our lesson. I remain Mr. Henry, a tutor of Past Chemistry Uganda, that can be found on any web, on any social media platform. What do we do? Coming from Past Chemistry, or what we call CAB Academy. Thanks for being on the channel. How do you join the premium group? I said joining the premium group is 35,000, and it is working for the whole term. Okay, 35,000. Where are you going to pay that from? You're going to WhatsApp this number here. This is the number. You copy it very well. It's the one that you use to WhatsApp and join us. Don't be worried, installments are allowed. We can talk. Yes. Thanks for joining. So these were the key targets of our lesson, and we have completed them. So you can take screenshots. And I want my homework. I left this homework here. I want it. So you take screenshots, and we see next time. This has been a free lesson. Thanks for